floor to Tania, this going to a brief presentation of the cluster of schools of José Saramago. Go ahead, Tania.
Hi. First of all, I would like to, let me try, yeah. I would like to thank you for inviting us. We hope, I don't know, okay. Are you seeing the PowerPoint?
Yes, Tania, it's
you
fine.
Can see?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us and challenge us to be a part of your project and to come here and show a little bit of our work. My name is Tania Eduardo. I'm an assistant. The head teacher, Maria Morgado, sends also her regards, but she couldn't make it. But we all are part of the José Saramago group of schools. So and it's a public educational school in a rural area situated in Poceirão, in the municipality of Palmela, in the Setúbal district. And it's about 50 kilometers from Lisbon, but it's a long way from the urban capital of Portugal, of course. It's, as I said, a rural area, a big area, but with a low density of residents, of course, as usually the rural area is, and it's known for its wineries industry. We are a group of schools, so that means we are a group of 5 schools, 2 kindergartens, 1 primary school, 1 primary school and kindergarten, and another school that goes from primary school to high school. So we have been established as an independent group of schools since 2007. So first, this school was a branch of a city school called Pinhal Novo. And this city school would have teachers come to Poceirão to teach their students. But the community came together and asked for a school in Poceirão so that their children wouldn't have to travel so far, so that their children would have the possibility to have their schooling and, of course, to complete their mandatory schooling. So, and we have been part of the TAPE program since September 2009. And you will have, of course, later on, more information about the TAPE program because you're going to have an expert insight with Dr. Pedro Abrantes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see it. So, but just to tell you what the TAPE program is a program developed by the Department of Education to address urban or rural areas with specific social problems. So schools can apply to gain financial and human resources by presenting a plan to solve its problems. So it's the whole school, teachers and parents and the whole school, the whole community works in order to present a plan that can help solve the school's problems. So what were our problems? What kind of problems did we see in our school? First, we had to prevent dropout and absenteeism. We had to prevent conflict and promote positive behavior. And of course, we had to improve academic performance in our students. In order to do that, we wanted to create conditions for vocational guidance and transitioning from school to working life. We wanted to promote a link between school and social partners from the community. And of course, we wanted to have to promote ongoing staff and teachers training. So in order to do that, we created a number of projects. Of course, it wasn't created, it was created along the way, of course. So we created a student support office, and vocational guidance service, a project called the Nocturna, some school clubs, and of course our main goal, the transitioning from an elementary school to a high school, in order to give our students, our children, the possibility to continue their studies and to finish their mandatory schooling. So let's talk a little bit about each project, just to give a taste. But the Student Support Office is a place where we can resolve conflicts between students and teachers, students and staff. And of course, our main focus is to prevent absenteeism, dropout, and of course, prevent bullying, and make the school a safer place for our students. We have a mentoring project that teachers can support and can help specific students that show a low level of self-esteem and difficulties in reaching their goals. So a teacher can help them along the way with weekly meetings with the students, and can help them and can be a partner with them, mentoring and helping them. We also have a coadjuvação. Coadjuvação is a very specific that TAPE gave us the human resources to put in practice. We have extra teachers on the subjects Portuguese and maths. We have extra teachers that work together in the same classroom. Two teachers for Portuguese, 2 teachers in maths, in the 1st, the 5th, and the 7th grade. So it's the beginning of each school cycle. So the teachers plan together, prepare classes together, and personalize their approach and their activities to the students' needs, or the classes' needs. So teachers have weekly meetings in order to define and plan classes together. So that gives the possibility to bring teachers together. They work together, they solve problems together. And of course, it changes the perception of teaching. It doesn't become a very lonely aspect where the teacher is alone in the classroom. It can share its doubts, its difficulties, and it gives a sense of accomplishment in the teachers. We feel that way because in these weekly meetings, they will brainstorm, they will solve problems, they will just bare their souls. And of course, they will share their difficulties with the teachers, with the rest of the colleagues. So this has been also for us, has been a change of working methods. We also have a psychology and vocational guidance service that was given by TAPE, because we have a psychologist. Nowadays we have more than one, but TAPE gave us one that can also do psychology intervention with our students, but gave us the development of social personal and emotional skills program. One that you will see in the video called A Museum for the Future, that brings students from different ages, from preschool to the 9th grade, and bring them together as children that were referenced by their teachers as having some problems or some family situation. So this group works art as a therapeutical aspect. So the museum, they go to museums, museums come to them, so they can explore art as a form of healing, of emotional healing. So this has been a very interesting program that has been developed along these years with our psychologists and with the help, of course, of parents. Parents are involved, teachers are involved, so, and of course the children. And Blimunder is another social program that wants to bring classes together, students in the same class together as a team. So it gives, they work with specific dynamics in order to bring them together. And of course, the vocational guidance program that is so important for our children, for our students, because we want them to succeed. We want them to find their way. So this vocational guidance program is so important, so they can choose what they want to do in the future, what are their interests, and they can get to know themselves, and of course to find their path. We want to help them find their path. A Melhor Turma, or the best class, is a very interesting project that we have along the way. Also in the video, all these years, we have a friendly competition between different classes on the same grade. So every aspect of the student's involvement is taken in consideration. So if the grades, absenteeism, behavior problems, interest, participation in school clubs, everything goes into a spreadsheet. So that way the class can know how they are working as a team. The feedback is given every 2 months so that classes can monitorize their evolution. And the big prize is a weekend camping trip with staff, teachers, and students for every best class in each year. One class for the 5th, one class for the 6th grade until the 9th grade. So a camping trip, a weekend where everyone is together and in a camping trip. So everyone fights for getting the award as the best class. And of course, in a rural area, we had to give our students the possibility to have extracurricular activities because there is not a lot of offer in the community. Our students, they live in a rural, in farms, so school becomes their cultural focus. So this is where they can learn music as an extracurricular activity. They can learn gardening. They can learn ICT. They can learn athletics, dance, indoor football, softball, guidance, table tennis. We have a number of extracurricular activities so that our students can do and can experience and a lot of what there is to offer a child. And Saramago Well and Fit is also a project that we are very proud of, with the sponsorship of Palmela's City Hall, that gave us the possibility to buy machinery in order to have a fitness center. This fitness center, which is unique, of course, in a rural area, there is not a private fitness center, as you can imagine. So school became that place where they can do fitness. So also this fitness center was open to students, to teachers, to staff members, to parents, everyone who wanted to come and use our facility. And of course, our pride and joy, becoming a high school, from elementary school to high school, giving the possibility to see our students fulfill their mandatory schooling. So we gave the opportunity by creating professional courses inside our school, every year we create a class. Half of the class works in one aspect and half works in another. For instance, we have management and programming of computer systems. We have wine technician, restaurant and bar service, and kindergarten staff, in order to all of this, in order to maintain our students in school. We want them to fulfill, we want them to feel that they can finish high school, they can finish the 12th grade, and then complete their studies. Because it was a problem, the early dropout students that would not do their mandatory schooling. And of course, none of this would be possible if we didn't have our social partners. And this is the main thing in order to become a school that can create a community. So, and that you have to open the doors to the community. So for instance, I gave you some of the examples because I thought it would be interesting to see as our partners work with us and we work with our partners. For instance, the Palmela City Hall, they take care of the students' transport. Our students will not, one child will be without school because they cannot go to school. School transport, students transport is very important because they give the possibility to include everyone. They are part of the school board, and also they are sponsorship of school projects. Just like Puceirão and Marateca Parish, they maintain the school building, they help us a lot, they participate, they are also sponsorships, they do sponsorship of school projects. They help us, we are part of the parish social commission where we get together to solve social problems as a whole community. Of course, Palmela Child Protective Service, where the school can report child abuse or neglect. They have social workers that help families by training parental skills inside their home. So they're very good help. And of course, the Águas Moura firefighters, they do trainings with our students. They do CPR training. They do evacuation drills in schools. So they are a great partner. And we also have a partner in Caritas, the Catholic Charity Center. If we have a family that needs help, we will ask them for help. They can help them with food bank. They can help them fill in the documents in order to have social inclusion income. So they are a very good partner. And of course, the Palmela Health Center. We have a nurse from the health center that goes to school and have weekly meetings with our students. They help us they help us with classes that explore topics like sexuality, mental health, bullying. So and of course, nowadays they helped us a lot with the COVID pandemic aspect. So they helped us a lot with this. And of course, the Parent Teacher Association, by also part of the school board, and they promote activities with students and parents, and activities involving a number of aspects. So these are some of our social partners. We have a lot more, but of course we don't have time for everything. But how do we know that we are on a good track? How do we have to evaluate, we have to assess what goes wrong, what goes right. So it's important to have that we have to evaluate, we have to assess, we have to keep on understanding if we are doing things right, how can we get better. So there's a TAPE evaluation, which is evaluation every 6 months. We have a TAPE, we evaluate their students' academic performance, dropout, absenteeism, everything is taken into consideration. We have an internal evaluation. There's a team of teachers, of staff, and parents that do a weekly work evaluating the school in an independent form, but can give us feedback in order to do better, of course. And of course, we also take in consideration the results from the exams. In Portugal, we have national exams in the 9th grade in Portuguese and maths. And of course, the national assessment tests that are in the 2nd, in the 5th, and the 8th grade. And they can be from maths, or they can be English, or can be physical education. Every year it changes. And of course, we have some credits and we have some feedback by getting some awards like, for instance, the award Saudavelmente, which was given by the psychologist group that said our school promoted mental health care, so gave us this stamp of quality. And of course, the stamp of healthy school, selo de escola saudável, also because of our Saramago Well and Fit project. So that gave us this, all this gives us feedback from our work. And of course, it's a path. It's not done yet. It's a path, but we feel that everything we are doing is in the best interest of our children, of our students, of our staff, of our teachers. and of course of our community. So this was a very, very small, I don't know, very small presentation of our work, and I will be, of course, ready to answer every question.
Thank you, Tania. We'll count on you on the session of questions and answers. Please keep with us. Now we are going to see a small video to give you an idea of this school. Just a minute. Our staff is trying to run the video. Partilha.
Eu entrei nesta escola como todos. Eu já tive muitos problemas, não só a nível escolar, mas a nível pessoal também. A escola ajudou imenso a nível pessoal, mais a mim.
E quando falamos desta vulnerabilidade, falamos de famílias monoparentais, alunos que apresentam um traçado de negligência ou abandono, consumos, membros da família reclusos e, fundamentalmente, alunos que sofreram perdas por morte de um ou dos dois progenitores ou elementos da família que são figuras cuidadoras. O grupo é heterogéneo em termos de escalão etário e nível de ensino.
E a ideia base do projeto é mesmo esta, incluí-los todos no processo e em grupo tentar trabalhar de forma a que eles potenciem os pontos fortes da turma e tentem minorar e ir, através de uma intenção dissuasora, ir tentando diminuir todos os aspectos que acabam por prejudicar o desempenho global da turma.
O desenho do projeto é complexo, mas tem orientações, tem alicerces científicos ligados ao Dynamic Coaching, ao EMDR e tudo numa lógica de grupos.
Nesta escola parece que não é diferente, mas ajudam, parece que estão presentes. É uma coisa que eu não consigo explicar, é a ajuda, o carinho, a força de vontade, que a gente vê que não é por obrigação que professores, funcionários e etc. estão aqui para nos, eles estão mesmo aqui para nos ajudar e estão aqui para o que for preciso.
Temos trabalhado sempre, tem a ver então com a adequação da organização interna relativamente à promoção da eficácia e da intervenção ao nível dos resultados escolares.
A intenção é ir melhorando todas estas questões.
Não descurando aqui uma valência muito forte que tem a ver com o envolvimento parental. É uma das nossas apostas e, obviamente, que não podemos promover saúde mental dos alunos sem a integração dos encarregados de educação e temos vindo ao longo do tempo a criar metodologias que visam esta aproximação dos pais à escola.
Depois temos uma reflexão que fazemos sempre relativamente aos resultados escolares, em torno do insucesso. Isso é feito ao longo do ano nos vários grupos disciplinares e departamentos. Esses problemas continuam a ser os problemas que têm a ver com as literacias, têm a ver com a falta de interesse que os encarregados de educação têm relativamente à escola e que transparecem para os filhos e que, na realidade, a escola não é valorizada ou agora talvez já seja um bocadinho mais, mas quando nós cá chegámos não havia essa valorização da escola.
O grande ponto fraco do projeto é a incapacidade que, em algumas situações, a turma demonstra para promover uma mudança comportamental num ou dois alunos que são dissidentes do grosso do grupo.
Podemos dizer é que caminhamos, fomos nos adaptando àquilo que a escola permite que façamos também, com a comunidade educativa que temos e contando sempre com os nossos docentes.
Temos assistido a uma franca evolução.
É um bom ambiente de escola, um bom ambiente de sala de professores. Acaba para os alunos por ser o lugar onde eles convivem.
Toda a gente erra, mas às vezes temos que olhar para esses erros e aprender com eles e não voltar a cometê-los. Acho que a escola, para mim, foi, isto é uma frase muito usada, mas foi uma segunda casa. Eu entrei.
I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. I tried, as you noticed, I tried to replace a little bit your visits to the local. I hope I have succeeded. Maybe Tania wants to say a little more about it.
Well, we don't have, our population, our students are not from different backgrounds like Manuela's students. They're different because Manuela's school works in an urban area. We are a rural area. Most of our students are family members, so it's a very close kind of school. And there's not a lot of possibilities because there's not a lot of transport for those children to go to other schools. So we are the only school in the neighborhood. Let's just say that. So, but we focus not just because we are the only school in that area, we shouldn't improve and we shouldn't be good at what we do. What we do is that, yes, this is the only school in the area, in that specific place, but we are able to give your children the possibility to come from kindergarten, then pass along to primary school, elementary school, junior, then elementary, then high school. So children can come in to our group of school, our cluster, with 3 years old and leave with the 12th grade ready to go to the university. So that gives us the sense of a family. We know that child, we know the family, we know how they think, what are their needs. So, and in the community, that gives us a very close understanding of the child and the student and the young adult, because they come like toddlers into adult in our hands, in our school. So that gives us a sense of the growth of the individual with us. So teachers can work together, the preschool teacher, the educator, the kindergarten teacher helps the primary teacher to understand the child, and then the primary teacher helps the junior high to help understand the child, their needs, their family. So it's a work in progress that gives us the opportunity to be part of the family and to grow with that child. So yes, it is interesting. It is interesting to understand the development of the child from 3 years old to 18, for instance.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Of course,
Sorry.
Manuela. Of
Sorry.
course, go ahead.
I can add something. This inclusion project include everybody, not only African Gypsy, everybody, Portuguese from all the countries. And we have a very, very group, or we have many courses to help students to choose their career, to the university, to professional courses, in order they stay with us at the last stairs of their courses. And this is very important. Some students stay with us, many students, from kindergarten till university. This is very important when we look for them, and we know how they are happy to stay with us, and they say it was very grateful to rise with us, to now to have activities with us, to have progress with us, and they feel well prepared to face the new world, studying with us in a cluster like this one. We are proud of this work, surely, because it is difficult. It is difficult for us to have all these schools separated, and for me, for my team, to work with this. But this is very grateful, and I'm very happy with this great project in this area surrounding Barreiro, because we have many schools in Barreiro, and we have to show how we work, because the students can choose schools, but it is very grateful for us to maintain these students along several years with us, and these families with us. And that's why we think this is very positive and very good for students, and for us.
Okay, thank you, Manuela. A question is all the clusters so multicultural? Maybe I can give an answer on this. As you may already understand, the question of multiculturality within the clusters depends on urban areas and the opposite rural areas. That means that the most multicultural clusters are in urban areas. I can give you an example. In the territory I live in, we have registered 113 different nationalities living in our territory. It's the south bank of Tagus, in front of Lisbon. And we have some elementary schools in the city of Almada that have not 17 different nationalities, but have 49 different nationalities. So this is the reality that we Portuguese are facing now in the system, is really to provide schooling, scholar education, such a different students. On the other hand, the question of Portuguese culture, of course, that in this scenario, Portuguese culture is hegemonic because we are in Portugal. So they are exposed to the Portuguese culture no matter what. So that's measures these projects are really to include in the sense that we realize that we have a cultural, hegemonic to include people that brings in a different culture. And we want to do that in friendly, because otherwise, as we reflect yesterday, we can continue being a colonizing country, making neo-colonization of the people that came to live in Portugal as a consequence of the global migration nowadays. And I think that that now I have answered to all the Slovenia questions, right?
Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay,
thank
Igor. I think that Glenn was about to raise a question. Glenn?
I have put it also on chat.
Okay.
But I want to say thanks for the information also, Ana Paula, which I happen to know because I'm interested in leadership and I knew about the clusters. So it was really nice to hear that.
Okay. Is school transport free? Yeah, Tania can answer this. Tania, yep. Is school transport free?
Yes, I can. Yes. School transport is free. It's free in all the national territory. It's from the Department of Education. And let me tell you, it's very important because I work in an area that has no public transportation.
Yeah.
So that means that our students need school transport and is paid by the city hall.
Yep.
They spend millions, and I'm saying two-digit, not two-digit, but we're talking about a lot of money to pay for school transport, and it's essential. We have, because our students live in rural areas and they live in places sometimes with no roads. They are just walking, just places where they can walk, but there's no roads. So school transport is essential to keep our students coming to school, to keep them safe. So yes, it is free, and hopefully it will keep that way because it's very important.
Okay.
Okay, just to add two things. Is there any homeschooling by parental choice? Yes, there are homeschooling by parental choice in Portugal. But the parents have to identify a school where the kids have to go at least twice a week to be with other kids.
Okay.
It's an option. It's spreading now, this option in Portugal, parental choice, homeschooling. But anyway, this option have this demand from the Ministry of Education. Of course, you have to give school to your own children at home, but twice a week, the kid have to go to a school to have activities with other kids.
Okay.
And maybe I can. We had that case in our school, and in the end of each cycle, they will have to do mandatory exams at school, so they can so that we can assess if they are following the curriculum.
Okay.
So they will do.
Okay, and just another point. We thought maybe it is confusing for our partners to to understand how the parents, how the families can choose a school. Of course, that within a certain territory, the parents can choose a school, but they are criteria for choosing a school. And address is always a criteria. The family has to prove that for work, or for instance, for the grandparents to help the family to raise the children, you have to have a reason and a formal proof that you are able to enroll a kid in a certain cluster. It's not so arbitrary as you can think, okay? Yeah. The option is limited. You have certain rules that you have to follow. Of course, that we also have many people trying to cheat the system, of course. But it's not so broadly cheating those rules is not so broadly done as you may think. And what Manuela said, sorry, Tania.
And school transport can be denied if the family wants to enroll the student in, very far from their homes. So if they are not, of course, school transport is free, but if they are in their place where they live. Okay. So if they want to, they can apply, but it can be denied if they want to go to another school that is very far from their home.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Manuela?
Can I say something?
Of course.
Parents, sometimes parents choose the school for their children, but in our case, we are situated near Barreiro, and they choose our cluster because they cry. We work in a pedagogic way. We have won many awards, money for school improvement, merit. We are recognized by the Ministry of Education in Portugal. We have many awards, and this is very important for us and for our teachers. And this is, and I give I give many help to our teachers to go on. And this is very important because it is difficult to teach in our clusters. It is not very easy because we have this kind of diversity and this kind of cultures, and sometimes the conflicts between students and families are about mediation, social help, and so on to overtake these problems. But I cry that the pedagogic project is very important here, involving everybody. And this is very important, not only students, teachers, and the other professionals we work with us. We call this a family of Sant Antonio.
Thank you.
Just to stress one point, sorry, both cluster of schools also give classes to the families during the evening. So there is a full involvement of the family, an educational service that both of the clusters provide to all the family regarding the needs, the different needs that the families have. Okay. Okay,
Can I?
And Tania, we are going to the
just
break.
one more
Yes, of
quick
course,
question,
Mariana.
which has just come up to my
Okay.
mind while listening. So, what is the most common reason? Because you mentioned that for those kids who want to enroll to a very far away school, the public transport is not free. So I guess it is happening sometimes that they want to choose faraway schools. But what is the most common reason if most of the schools are like yours, as you have mentioned? Why do they want to go to a different school from the one that they belong to based on their address?
Well, maybe I can answer. Mostly, when families want to go to other schools, mostly is because of family-related issues, a divorce, family help, maybe a grandmother, a grandfather that can help with the children. So basically, it's that. It has to do with personal aspects or maybe a professional change, but it has to do with personal issues. Well, that's what they tell us. I hope it's, yes, we always hope it's true, because we try to involve. If there's a problem, we try to fix it and solve it by talking, by opening our doors, by listening to people's difficulties. If they are experiencing some kind of problems, we are open to their suggestions, to their doubts. So this is what we try to do. We try to have an open school where everyone is. They come in. They will ask to meet with us. We will try to answer in the moment, because we know how difficult it is for those people that work all day to come to school with no public transportation, how hard it is. We try to always listen, to stop and just welcome everyone who comes to the school, because we know how hard it is. We are talking about people that cannot afford to go one day without work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most of them are being paid by the day. Most of them need to work. So when they come to school, we are there to welcome them and to listen to them, because we know how important it is for that person to stop what they're doing to come to school.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
and thanks for the wonderful presentations.
Thank you for listening to us and giving us the chance to show our work. Thank you.
Okay, and now it's break time.